Hello guys, welcome back to Tyranny guys, it's Jacob here. If you're looking at my room and thinking how empty it looks, I'll completely agree with you. It looks very, very empty and echoey. Basically, I'm moving out soon and I'm completing my first year of university. It's been absolutely insane, been a very fast journey since we moved in. I mean, you guys could go back to mine and Carl's moving in video and now you're gonna come to our moving out video. All my stuff is currently in that wardrobe. There's a towel on the floor because I accidentally spilled a drink on the floor. So, yeah, I managed to get all my belongings in there. So, I don't know how I did it. Anyway, so me coming to the end of my year is kind of made me think back and reflect on how my university life has gone and what I've regretted about it and what I think I've greatly improved on. So, I was thinking about some stuff that I really wish people had told me before I started uni. It's stuff that I didn't expect when I came. And I wish people had told me. So this is my list of 5 things that I wish people had told me. So, number 1 is budgeting. I wish I could have done budgeting a bit better. Nothing will quite prepare you for how little money you truly have when you're a university student, especially on a medical course. It's a struggle and a half to juggle a job and do this sort of course. Most jobs won't let you have a couple weeks off a placement, so it's one of those things where you have to juggle everything, and that's why YouTube is a great sort of part-time thing. So yeah, finances, you really don't know how poor you can be until you're a university student. At one point I was living off like a tenner a week. It is that sort of, you have to budget. And first 3 months of uni, first 3 months of uni I wasn't good at budgeting. I went out, and as you do, you've just moved into uni, new place, you're excited, freshers, you move out and you go out. But I spent nearly all my money, and that first 3 months was tough because I was used to living at home. With the year off I was earning alright money, and yeah, I wish I had that. So that's number 1, budgeting better. I wish I'd talked to my parents about budgeting. I wish I kind of budgeted how much money I'd have after my rent went out, like week per week. So obviously I'm paying for stuff. I have direct debits coming out of my bank. So that's the first thing, is budgeting. So if you guys plan on going to university, budget and plan with your parents, or even with your school or college might help you. So you never know. Number 2 would be actually moving in. So when I was thinking about moving into university, I was thinking I don't really have that much stuff. I don't have to take that much, but I couldn't have been more wrong. I have so much shit. I had to throw a lot away because you're moving out of your childhood home pretty much. Of course, yeah, you can leave stuff there, but if you're like me, you impulsively just want to bring everything, and I did. It's one of those things where I had everything with me, but then I realised how much stuff I actually had. Because obviously you've been living out that childhood home since you were a baby. Some of us anyway. So you just collect stuff. It's one of those things, it just happens. So yeah, I had a lot of stuff and I had to throw a lot away, so I wished I'd done that before. I wish I had a bit of a clear out, and you can even sell stuff, give stuff to charity shops. So that's number 2, realising how hard it is moving in, because you have to haul all your stuff over. If you've gone to a different city, and if you don't have a car, I had to do mine in 2 journeys. I went on the train with my dad, and then my second journey, my sister and her boyfriend brought up the second day. So it can be difficult. And moving out, kind of in contrast to that, I've got a storage unit, me and my flatmate. So there's a storage unit down the road from the university, and I've just chucked my stuff in there. So that's number 2, moving out, moving in, and how hard it can be, how much stuff you can have, how much stuff you really develop when you're in university as well. I just buy you some stuff. I've brought a plant that needs watering. Yeah. Number 3, I highly recommend talking to your possible flatmates or housemates before starting uni, this is something I did right, and I kind of want to give this advice to you guys. Before you start uni, sometimes there are group chats, and you can find stuff on Facebook or Instagram or whatever of what halls. If you know what halls you are, say my halls is Wolfston, and then you can find a group chat. And it says Wolfston group chat, and then you find out what flat number you're in. Then you can find out who your flatmates are. So luckily, and I think my uni did it in a way where if you're on the same course, you go in the same flat if you're medical. All my flatmates are on my course. And that was really good, because if I'd experienced something bad or something I didn't want to experience, I could always go to them, because they've probably experienced it too. By the way, it's like 32 degrees today, so I am really hot. I'm like sweating a little bit. So yeah, so talking and getting to know your flatmates before you start, because yeah, everyone's in the same boat. But if you're just moving in with someone you don't know, it's awkward. So if you're moving in with someone that you already have a mutual understanding of, and you've talked to, maybe FaceTimed a couple times, that's great. I knew my flatmates a lot before I even moved in with them. Yeah, sure, I'd seen them face to face, was a little bit awkward to start with, but they're my closest friends now, so it's great, honestly. So yeah, it's number 3. That's what I highly recommend. Finding out who your flatmates are and get talking to them. Number 4, this pinky won't go now. Number 4 is researching your uni and what they can offer you if you are struggling. So everyone moving to uni, it is hard. So when you're moving in, everyone's in the same boat where we've just moved out of home, we're moving into a strange environment, we've got a lot of new things. A lot of people go to uni after college, so 18, 19, and that can be scary. I know a couple of people who are 18 moving into university, and it is scary. Like, you feel like you shouldn't be here. I felt when I left college for the first time, I thought, I'm not ready to go to uni yet. No, it isn't my thing. I need to prepare and grow up a little bit, so that's what I did. So I made that choice to have a gap year, earn money, and yeah. So finding out what your university can offer, because doing this and having new stresses of a new course, if you're on a medical course, how time consuming it can be, lack of sleep, lack of money, all this can have an impact on your mental health. And universities are great with offering that sort of stuff. So a lot of universities understand. My university offers a sit down sort of thing where you just go in, sit down and chat. You don't have to book an appointment, any of that sort of stuff. You just sit down and ask for advice. And finding that stuff out is great, because if your university offers it, go for it. My university offered a learning fund where if you're really struggling for money, you can go to them and fill out forms, and it can be a ball ache, but they offer you that, and it's hard. To receive, you must ask. So if you don't ask, you don't really get. It's one of those things. I'm dyslexic, but to get help, I need to have a dyslexia test through my university. I couldn't do that last year because I never had enough money, but going into next year, I can. And hopefully I'll see the improvements of my grades just because I'm getting more help. So that's number 4, finding out what your university offers in relation to mental health and support. And number 5 is a big question a lot of people ask. Recently, a lot of people have been asking me whether to go in halls, whether to go to a house, or whether to stay at home. And there are pros and cons to all of these. I'll start from the beginning. Living in halls is great. I'm a bit biased from this, but I've got people who live in houses at home. So living in halls can be great. You make new friends. You're living on a campus which everything is pretty much on your front doorstep. You get a lot of support. And yeah, the social life is quite good because you're on a campus. You can go to flat parties. Everyone's just in one big location. A downside is money. It's quite expensive. So my room is a little bit more expensive than, living in a house. Next year I save about £40 when I go into my house. So yeah, that's pretty much one of the only cons. And it's like expensiveness. It's not really yours, so if you do anything to the walls or that sort of stuff, you get fined to dear God. You don't control the heating or water. You do have a cleaner in. My university offers a cleaner, which is good, and it can be loud. So living on a campus as a medical course, or as you do a medical course, there's a lot of people. So if you've got like an early shift or like a night shift, and there's everyone outside your window for some God knows reason, it can be stressful. Living in the house can be really good. I mean, if you get the right location, like my house is really close to my uni, so I still have that like uni's on my back door. So yeah, depending on the location, but that's it. It just depends on the location with the house. You can get nice houses. So university managed housing, they can get you houses. I think the landlords are registered to the uni or something. They were telling us at the beginning of the year. So houses are good. They're cheaper. You actually feel like you're living. It's really hard to explain, because when I went to look at the house that we're about to move in, it literally felt like I was really excited to move in. I felt like I was actually moving in somewhere, like progressing in my life. And it's good because with my university, you're only allowed to be on this campus for the first year. After that, you have to move out. If you get a house first year, you can stay in the house for the full 3 years or 2 years, or however long your course is. That's really good. You're saving money because it is cheaper depending on what your room is. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for the house. I mean, you can control your own heating, gas and electric, depending if... Sometimes you might have to pay some bills, so like TV licence. The last one is staying at home. Staying at home has a lot of benefits. You get to pretty much keep your student loan. You don't have to pay on rent or pretty much anything. That rent takes up the majority of my loan, so you don't have to pay that, and it's great. If you get the full amount, it depends how much you get. You live in family, so you have support there, but then again, you kind of feel trapped. I'm just saying from my personal opinion, I'd feel trapped living at home. I just feel like there's too many distractions. I just distract myself. If I come to university, it's a learning environment, so I don't really get distracted. When I first came to uni for the first 3 months, I left my laptop at home because I play games on my laptop. And if I play games on my laptop, I'll get sucked into it and play for hours, which is kind of like I should be doing work. Yeah, I've brought my laptop now, but that's because I'm off. So yeah, living in a house can be good, but can be bad. It's really a double-edged sword. I mean, you can't like have house parties. Depending on how your parents are, you will either have a lot of freedom or not much freedom. But yeah, that's 5 things I wished someone had told me for uni, and that's my advice to you guys. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and yeah, leave a comment on any advice you guys have for me or have for anyone else come to university. I'm sure they'll go through the comments. So yeah, leave your comments down below, subscribe down below, and put the bell icon on so you're notified for when we put more videos on. Anyway, it's been Jacob for touring, guys. Hope you have a good one. Bye.